professional who's struggling to reach out to your leads or your clients in an email. Whether you're distributing email blasts to your target audience, have you thought about the effectiveness of your efforts can hinge on the words you use in the subject line? Today, we're going to look at the topic of email subject lines, and I'm going to show you some tips on how to create effective and eye-catching email subject line to increase the chance that your audience will open your email. Hi, my name is Gary Huang, a public speaking coach. I help busy professionals overcome the fear of public speaking and boost up their communications confidence at work with the smart strategies. Welcome back. Previously, we talked about 4 strategies on how you can improve your email open rate to ensure your message can be reached out to most audience. Here's a bit of recap before we dive into next strategies. Tip number 1, the number of words for each subject line. Keep it really brief. Only use the maximum 50 characters or use the words 1 to 3 words. Tip number 2, create some sense of urgency so that the people actually want to open it because something's so urgent. And then tip number 3, format for the subject line. More caps doesn't mean more open. So try to be more considerate. Don't use the capital everywhere and scare the people ahead of it. And tips number 4, funny or risky email subject line. You have to know who's your audience. If you feel like it's risky to just go for something funny, go for it if you know your audience well. If you don't, try to keep it professional. That's the way I would it. With these 4 tips, you will make the most of your email distributions and maximize of getting more open rates of your email. Again, I want to ask you, have you tried those before? I could like to know your experience. Drop your comment below and share your insights. Today, we're going to move on to the next 2 strategies. Are you ready? Let's roll. Tip number 5, use how in a subject line, meaning how to style. I found that if you use how style in a subject line, we actually kept a lot of attention from the audience because the people tend to be really curious about knowing how to do certain things. Like a lot of time when you go to Google and you type in how to do certain things, and you get a lot of answer from a Google. That's because that is something that people try to figure out is how to do this, how to build a house, how to fix your car, how to do anything. So one in your subject line, if you tell them how to do certain thing that's related to them, then you're gonna get attentions. So that meaning that your content must be really interesting and relevant to the audience. So here's some example you can use. For example, you can say how to sell more books with Amazon advertising. Well, if I'm selling a book, and maybe you are selling a book as well, we got a hook, right? You want to know how to sell more books with Amazon advertising. And the thing is, if I don't sell any book in our if I don't use Amazon's advertising, I may be using a different advertising from maybe Facebook, Instagram, or whatever other big platform. So it'd be still interesting to knowing how to use it in Amazon, and then I can apply to different platforms. So this might give you a lot of open rate for people who want to figure out how to using the advertising to sell books or other stuff in general, of course. The second example is how feng shui can help you achieve alignment and success. Well, why not? You know what is the feng shui, but they might not know how to apply it. Or in some cases, people may tend to find out how to achieve alignment and success, but not necessarily interested in feng shui. However, if it's relevant, why not? So people want to know from one thing so they can transfer to the other stuff that they want to do as well. For that reason, they will still open the email to find out how they can help them from one way to the other way. In that case, next time when you put in some subject line, try to use how to fix something, solve some problems in the subject line will help you to get more audience open your email. Tip number 6, ask questions in your subject line. The subject line with question will allow the reader awareness to open your email, because usually when you ask question, it's just natural for people to start thinking what's going on. And then when they start thinking, they start engaging with you. So here's one example you can use. For instance, you can say, is your team too expensive? If you are the team leader, they will start evaluate to see if the team is too expensive. They imagine what's going on in the team right now, all the costs they're using right now is too expensive. Another example you can use is, why do people engage one brand over another? So in this case, as a consumer, the reader wants to see if there is anything related to them or not. If not, they want to see how other consumers think. This is also relevant to someone who is interested in marketing business. If a reader or marketing manager, they want to see the reason behind it, why people engage with one brand over another. That way, they can adjust the strategy to launch a more effective campaign. Here's one example here. Is your Instagram account protected? If you are an Instagram user, would that make sense to make you think when you have that questions asked in the inbox? You start thinking about if your password have the most strong password protected. If not, you probably go back to your Instagram account to check it. But before you do that, most likely you're going to open your email to see what's going on. Why you receive that email? Of course, assuming that the email is legit, it's not coming from any spam. The beauty of using a question for the subject line is to engage the audience and allow them to think. Once they start thinking, they want to know if the mindset is similar like the email body content. That's the conclusion. It doesn't matter what email subject line that you can end up use. I suggest try a different version of it, see which one works better for you. It's just like nowadays people using A and B test. Try a different one. The strategy for social selling is to get the clickbait message to read before they here will cut off the message or the read more buttons appear. So try to engage your prospects, leads, or clients by respecting the time and make it very easy for them to instantly determine if they want to look further or immediately delete your message. Isn't it brilliant? I hope you enjoyed those tips. Bonus, being politely upfront and concise. That's the message for you every time you write a email subject line. Remember, you are in the business environment, so act like it. Even though you might writing your email with your PJ at home, it's okay, but make sure it's professional. So I could suggest you try those strategies and could like to know the results. So drop a comment below and share your insights. Appreciate that. Good luck and thank you for watching. If you like this channel, please like and subscribe. I will see you next video.